Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Carnival weekend. Come on in to the room. Nobody sees. Carnival weekend, y'all. Come on in. Play your mask. Where's your mask? Where's your mask? Time to play some jump up. Sing some calypso. Come in and share the live. Come in and share. This is nice. Nice again. Yes, y'all. Come into the room. This is from Dominica Calypso. Everything's good. This is the King Dice. Everything's lost. Yes, y'all. You like my mask? Do you like my mask? It is Therapy Thursday, but it is Carnival Thursday in Dominica. And I'm not talking about the Dominican Republic. I'm talking about Dominica, the island, nature island of the Caribbean. Yes, we love the Dominican Republic, but Dominica is a completely different country. And this is our carnival weekend. So look, we dress up in our masks. It's very similar to Mardi Gras. Everybody's out in their costumes. Thank you. They love my mask. So y'all, last year, February 22nd, that week, so it would have been this coming week, I was in Venezia, Venice, Italy, and they also celebrate their carnival this weekend. So we quickly got our masks, and this is a memento from my trip, my travel therapy trip to Italy and carnival in Venice. So, of course, I'm not going to go through the entire Transforming Trauma podcast with my mask on, but I just wanted you all to get a little peep, a little taste of what we do on the island, yeah, for Carnival. And there's a certain kind of depression that we call Whopwell. Mm-hmm. All my Dominica people know what Whopwell is. Whopwell is a form of depression. We have different types of Whopwell in Dominica. Gopwell is a Creole word for love pain. Hmm? The kind of depression you suffer after you lose someone. Say the person doesn't want you anymore, or they don't like you anymore, or they break up with you. Yes. Thank you, Gilda. Gilda loves the mask. They are coming in. They're coming in. Y'all, this is a very, very special Transforming Trauma podcast. Who am I? I'm Dr. Triphi. I'm a licensed psychologist in Atlanta, Georgia. But clearly, I am from the lovely, lovely, lovely nature island of the Caribbean called Dominica. I show up on Thursdays to teach and to train and to talk about and to share tips to help us think better, feel better, so we can do better. My goal is for us to transform the traumatic experiences and the negative results of that into passion, purpose, and power, and sometimes profit. Okay, and sometimes profit. So this evening, I have a lovely, lovely guest. I feel so honored. She is the second of my baby girls. She's the second of my baby girls who has written a book that I'm aware of, and she'll be the second of my former students that I am inviting onto the podcast with me. So this is extra special for me. It's a beautiful thing as a teacher. I used to teach in a previous life in Dominica. It's a very beautiful thing to watch your kids grow up and become who you were seeing when they were kids, when they were younger. So I am welcoming author and registered nurse Kristen Dupuis on to the podcast. So I'm going to add her in. Here she is. Welcome, Kristen.
Hi, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here, Miss Wallace. Oh my God.
Isn't that something, Kristen? Like, isn't that something?
It is amazing. I mean, I didn't think that I would be here and this time talking to you, but I am excited. I'm so excited. I can't even contain myself. So
Well, I am just as excited as you are. And I see some of my baby girls. I see some of them in the chat. Some of your
yeah,
girls.
yeah.
I see Patsy. I see
Oh
Gilda.
my God. Yes, 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 yes. Presto, right? Presto.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. So
Yes, I get it. I
that's
presto.
right. So
Yes,
you're back in the day, back in the good old days. At the age of 17, I started
yes.
teaching. And yeah, I taught
Wow.
from 17 to 21,
Oh, wow.
Nika. Actually 22 before I moved to the US to study psychology. And I credit all of the kids I've taught in Dominica for inspiring me to become a psychologist. Because what prompted me to study psychology was my kids would come to me after class, during recess, during lunchtime, after school. Miss, Miss, Miss Wallace, this is happening. Miss, this is going on with me at home. And as a teacher, you give everything. Teacher, you're the nurse, you're the second mom, you're the big sister, you're the mentor, and you're teaching. And I started feeling helpless. I started feeling helpless at a certain point because it felt like I got to a wall where beyond the regular advice, I couldn't help them further. And so that is what inspired me to become a psychologist.
This is amazing. This
Yeah.
is amazing. I remember in school, Lord. I remember in school. And the thing about it, right? There wasn't a time that we came to you that you were not willing to listen and be attentive. Always that smile on your face never left. Doesn't matter what we were going through. You had that smile that was just so calming. Yes, and I cannot say thank you enough for your years of experience and everything that you imparted. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to speak with you all those years after you've left.
Yes.
But let me tell you, you left an impact because it doesn't matter what time I go to Dominica, if I meet Gilda, Kendra, anybody, the first thing you're gonna say, Miss Wallace was here, Miss Wallace was here. And I'm like, I didn't get to see her. And everybody excited that they saw Miss Wallace except me.
Yeah.
But everything that you did stayed with me. The time we spent together at St. John, that stayed with me. And if you got a chance, if you read, you would see that there was a part that I highlighted because even though I hadn't spoken to you all those years, that stayed with me. Whatever you imparted, whatever knowledge you gave us, that stayed with me for life. And I am very thankful for the little time that I spent with you at St. John's. That was amazing. And thank you so much. Thank you. And it's so good to see you. Like, you've just, I can't get the doctor part yet. So I'm still going to say teacher, Miss Wallace. Congratulations. Congratulations for being, now Dr. Triphi Wallace. I'm
Yes.
very proud of you, very happy, and I hope I can emulate that. And well, maybe
No.
not doctor, but I think I had enough of schooling for a while. Yes,
Thank
but
you
all
so
the
much.
others around me, my friends who at St. John's with me, I hope we can inspire them to just
Yes,
keep moving. Nothing is impossible. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to tell you thank you so much. You and the rest of the girls, especially like my last class. You all were my last class before I
Yes.
left.
Yes.
And we share such a bond still, all of us. And
Definitely.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes, yes. I always say Miss Wallace saw something in us that we didn't even see in ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of pushed me to be better
Yes.
despite everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you see, so teachers, we hold that hope for you, for our students when they come, then they come through us. So very often we have to hold the hope for you all and keep a little hope, pour a little hope in you so that you can hold on long enough so you can write your books.
I know, right?
Yes, 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 yes. So, Kristen,
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
are in Anguilla right now. Are you? Well, what is your Dominica story? What is your Dominica story?
You mean why I left Dominica?
What was Dominica like for you?
Oh my God.
How did you get to be, in Anguilla?
Dominica, wow, that's home. It doesn't matter what, Dominica is home. And um, it wasn't, Anguilla wasn't my first choice. You know, as a child, you grow up, I didn't have no intention of leaving Dominica. I've always wanted to be a nurse and I wanted to work in Dominica.
Hmm.
The opportunity didn't avail itself as I would have loved to.
Mm-hmm.
I did apply it after school, and in the first instant that I applied, I had gotten a positive response,
Mm-hmm.
but I had other things happening at the same time. So, you know how the nursing profession is in Dominica in the old time days. You can't have a boyfriend, can't be pregnant, that kind of thing. It was kind of more rigid at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So I had to drop out because I was expecting my first child at the time and I didn't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it was a bit of challenging being in Dominica, not getting a work. You get work, but it was like struggling to survive, going through bad relationships one after the other. So it was like, um, wanting to try something different. And
Mm-hmm.
my aunt had moved to Anguilla. So that's how I found out because I didn't even know there was a place called Anguilla at
Mm-hmm.
the time. But she moved there and I saw that as an opportunity. I came, I visited, I spent a couple months and then I went back home. And after going through a roller coaster, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try it. And in 2001, I moved and I have not gone back. When I mean gone back, I'm not left, but I visit Dominic on occasions.
Mm-hmm.
But Dominica will always be home.
Yes.
That's where I can base a lot of my past experiences on and
Mm-hmm.
move forward from there. And I do intend to go back home in the not too distant future because the wealth of knowledge that I have gathered and the person that I've become, I know I can make an impact in my community in Dominica, and I am poised and I'm ready.
You're ready to go, ready to do
Ready,
it.
ready to
Oh,
go. Yes.
oh. So the book was published in 2022,
Yes.
last year.
Last year.
What inspired you to write this book? What
Oh
inspired
my
you to write this book? I want you to tell us about this book, right? The name of the book, y'all, it's called The Color of Red.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
The Will to Survive. Color
I'm
of Red,
very
The Will to
excited.
Survive.
Yes. I'm very excited about this book.
Yes.
Um, what inspired me? I wasn't inspired to write, to be honest. It wasn't like I sat down and said, I'm going to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
I encountered a little bit of challenge in 2016. Kind of shake me a little bit to the core, set you back in a little bit of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if persons underestimate the power of counseling, but that can literally, once you find the right counselor, they can guide you through a lot of things. And one of the things that my counselor said to me was, you know, I'm listening to you and you sound like you have so much bottled up anger and pain. So I need you to
Mm-hmm.
start writing them down, journaling your thoughts, putting your thoughts on paper. And so I started walking around with a little book. So every time I think of something, I would write down. Sometimes I don't have the book, so I just jot it down on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I realized I was getting a book, a little, them how you call them diary.
Yes.
That was full enough. So I'm like, okay, that sounds like something I could put, you know, to good use, because my thought, although it's my own experiences, I know there's somebody who probably going through similar.
Right.
So I was speaking with my daughter, and she said, "Well, mom, you could write a book because it's so much things in your head, and you're already writing whatever." So I had gone to St. Martin for. I was doing a course that needed some theoretical, some practical experience. So I had moved to St. Martin for about 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and once I had finished what I was doing for the day, in the evening, most of the time I was by myself.
Yes.
So I used that time, and I cannot tell you the amount of things I wrote within that 6 weeks. And it helped a lot because it poured out a lot of the emotion that I had bottled up. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even finish writing a paragraph before I started crying, and the water was just falling on the keyboard. So I have to be wiping it and, pausing, put the computer down, start again,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like after a while I realized, but wait, there's a lot of things I really had bottled up for true.
Yes.
And some experiences I had shared with persons that I trusted, like my former, like my ex-husband,
Mm-hmm.
and some I just pretended like they never existed, they never happened. They just
Mm-hmm.
bottled up. But it's only at that time I realized the amount of stuff I had
Yes.
hidden, and I think that helped me. It helped me to heal. It helped me to look forward. It's like looking back into the past and realizing that, hey, I need to move forward from this. So
Mm-hmm.
putting this book together took a lot of thought. It took a lot of years to materialize because I started sometime in 2018,
Yes.
and closing it off was the hardest part.
How so?
I just didn't know how to tie everything together. So I was juggling between chapters, moving this chapter from here, and like, okay, I can close it off that way. So it wasn't so much, as I said, an inspiration, but it's more or less like it was more putting my experiences on paper, hoping
Yes.
that can reach people, because I know there are women just like me who've
Yes.
probably gone through similar, and we just want to find, as you just said a while ago, finding your passion, finding your purpose, finding your power,
Yes.
and keep it moving, keeping forward, keep taking it forward, so to
Yeah.
speak.
So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing from you is in huge measure, the book was about catharsis, which in psychology is about releasing, letting go of pent up emotions, pent up
Mm-hmm.
feelings, pent up negative thoughts that you say were
Yep.
kind of bottlenecking. So
Mm-hmm.
you think of a bottle and you
Mm-hmm.
get to the neck of the bottle and it's almost like there's so much stuff below, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, this stuff is in Dominica, the word is twangly. It's twangly.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yes.
I have to release. So,
Yes, 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 yes. And it felt really, really good. It's like you're opening up a champagne bottle, and that
yes,
pressure, that boof.
yes.
Yeah,
Well,
it felt good.
what are some of the experiences that you feel comfortable sharing? You've shared it in the book, yes, but speaking about it might be a different experience for you. I want to give you permission. I want to give you the invitation to share as little or as much as you feel comfortable sharing tonight. So, What are some of the, I wrote a couple down, that impacted me as I read the book. I wrote about the 8-year old you, and Sam is how you call this person. And then I also paid attention to some of the language that you used when you talked about, well, how does a child convey some of these really painful events that are happening to me? How do I share that with the people who are supposed to protect me? Because in your case, you were afraid that you might actually get hurt, as in a whooping, for sharing. So what are you comfortable sharing with us tonight?
Well, Miss Wallace, everything is in the book.
Yeah.
It's open, so I don't think there's anything to hide. But definitely speaking about it is something different, you know.
Yes. Yes.
What I want to encourage persons is to get a copy so they can get more of what I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yes.
But basically, I will talk about my 8-year-old self because
Okay.
that is what changed the outcome of my life going forward. You know,
Tell me more.
um, being exposed to that kind of behavior, sexual behavior from that age. I mean, imagine an 8-year-old, you know, having to see that male anatomy for the first time in
Mm-hmm.
its sexual form,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and not just seeing it,
Mm-hmm.
but having to go through that experience, you know, with the person.
Mm-hmm.
And what is even more traumatizing is that it was a family member, you know, persons who are closest to you, who can walk into your home at any time and open your fridge and drink your water and your juice because this is family, this is home.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, the persons around you who are your parents, you know, at the time it was my grandparents, they trusted a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't expect certain things to happen, but they happen. They happen in right under your face and you're not seeing it, you know.
Yeah.
Very hard to tell them this is happening
Yeah.
because my grandmother was that kind of person. You cannot tell her that. She'll be like, stop it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, don't say them things. Don't. My grandmother don't even want to say the word vagina. She called
Mm-hmm.
that bottom. So imagine you telling her that somebody's playing with you. She's not going to
Mm-hmm.
be, especially a family member who walks through the door every day. You know, he goes to church and everybody know him. You know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me changed the way I see people. I didn't really have much trust in men as a whole, and it led me to be a very promiscuous teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And
So before you go to that point, I think it's important for people to know that for the most part you were raised by your grandparents. And where
yes,
was your mom at the time? Where was your mom
my
up to
mom,
8 years old?
my mom lived in Guadeloupe. I didn't really know her. My mom left when I was, from what they told me, 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't think she deliberately left me. But at the time, that was the best option for her. She had to
Mm-hmm.
get away, she had to work. And so at that time, you know, grandparents literally raised most of us,
A
you
lot,
know.
a
So
lot of kids.
a lot of us, yes. So she left and I was raised with my grandparents. But I wouldn't I wouldn't trade that upbringing with my grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that has helped me to be the person I am as well today.
You describe your
Um,
grandpa
oh my God.
very strong. Can you
Right.
tell us a little bit about him?
Oh my God. I keep saying that every time. I wish everybody I met in my life had a chance to meet my grandfather.
Yeah.
He was my pilot, my pillar, my rock, everything. He believed in me. He
Mm-hmm.
saw things in me from a young child that I didn't even see for myself, in
Mm-hmm.
myself, you know, and he kept telling me what a strong person I would be. You know, he kept pounding it in me, except the fact that he said I always say I wanted to marry an old man, but maybe I wanted somebody like him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
And so,
but
and your family was also very strict and
yes,
religious. Mm-hmm.
yes, we all grew up Seventh Adventist. It was a very, very strict upgrowing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if you're familiar with the Adventist doctrine, but you know what it's like on a Friday afternoon. It's like
Yes.
everything shut down and it's worship, and then church on Saturday and worship again until Sabbath afternoon, 6 o'clock. When they end the Sabbath, that's when you feel liberated again.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. And you had to go to church. You had to follow this. You had to be a pathfinder. You had to do things, in the church that granny or daddy expect you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I wouldn't trade that experience. I wouldn't trade that upbringing because it has really helped me to be the person I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now life is moving along well. And then at 8 years old, this relative, this relative begins to abuse you as a little girl.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sadly enough, it was not just, I think it stemmed from just the relative to now neighbors. And the sad part about it, it wasn't like childhood neighbors, it was adults.
Yes.
Adults. That's
Yes.
the hard part. Persons who you think should know better, you
Mm-hmm.
know, pass your home every day and say, stand up and talk to your family like it's normal, it's natural, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of, when you look back at it, it's very disturbing. It's very troubling. Like, how did they make that seem so all right?
Yes.
You know?
So
Yeah,
almost
but
as if two worlds existed where these shadowy people could
mhm,
maintain the shadow life, but the real, like, oh, I'm a friend, like this man that you call the man who smells
mhm,
skunk,
yes.
you said 3 years of abuse. This neighbor, but who was a
Mhm.
friend of your family, that you were actually afraid to share the information with your family because he was a notable friend of the family.
Yes, this man was in. I mean, my grandparent trusted him again.
Mm,
He was the gardener. He did everything for them. They wanted a breadfruit pig. He would climb that tree. They
mm,
want mangoes, whatever it is. They want the ground. You know how we call it? You fucking the ground with the with
yeah,
the with the mat thing.
with the
They
whole.
want everything done.
Mhm,
He would be the person they would call.
mm,
My grandfather ran a bakery,
yes.
so wanted wood for the oven, whatever it is. He was always available.
Hmm.
So he eat at home. The only thing he didn't do was sleep. But um,
He was
my God,
somebody. He was somebody who the family trusted. Who, by the look of it, was trustworthy.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
very
You
much
mentioned
so.
bread. You mentioned your grandpa owning a bakery, and you talk in the book about, we have chores in Dominica. I used to help my parents to sell the basket of bread
Oh my
and walk
goodness.
through the community. And then this gentleman, old man,
Mhm.
again, like you say, old man calls you, of course, to come into the house to buy bread.
Mhm.
And he uses that as an opportunity to hurt you.
You- Yes,
Yeah.
and as I said, that was the first time I was exposed to book
Yeah.
pornography.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if he'd done it to others in the past, but he really seemed like that professional,
Hmm.
you know. But the sad part about it, Miss Wallace, even if you don't want to talk about it, it kind of got me curious.
Yes, of
So
course. Of course.
I went back because I want to see that picture again,
Of course.
and it kind of played on your mind. It changed you because now
Yes.
you're looking forward to something different with other persons, even as a child,
Yes.
because this person, being the adult, exposed you to that
That's
for
right.
their own personal satisfaction. I mean, I spoke about what he did,
Hmm.
after he asked me to watch all these pictures
Yes.
with him,
Yes.
and stuff like that. So it was oh my gosh.
That's the way
Something
many people
really
learn.
on the
That's the way many people groom children. So it's a
yes,
way to break down your defenses.
exactly.
And it's also very shocking and titillating. And so, of course, your curiosity is going to be heightened and piqued as a child. And
Mhm.
so, and that can cause a lot of ambivalence in a child, like mixed feelings. Oh my God, why, I should be feeling very horrible, but there's also a part of me that is curious.
Curious,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Exactly. That's why I said it might be hard to say, but it happens.
It's realistic.
It happens. Yes, for
Yes, it's
real.
realistic. It's
Yeah.
realistic. So now then you talk about your mother showing up. So all of this stuff is happening to you. You're not sharing it with anybody because there's nobody that you feel safe enough with to share the information. One of these guys, one of the guys, his home burns down, so almost like, nature handles that. Handles
No, right?
Yeah. But
Mhm.
but then your mother shows up, and for you that led to some other challenges.
Yes. Yes, I would have expected that with her being there, things would have been a little easier because now a mother's role is to protect, to
Mm-hmm.
love, to nurture, to protect. So I imagine, although I hadn't known her,
Mm-hmm.
but I was still happy that I finally get to have a mother with me.
Right.
But that was not the case. Was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she did not um, provided that love that I really wanted from a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't make the relationship with her very easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was very challenging, very strained relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And in the good thing about it, I still take the in every situation there is something to learn.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to learn. And as I said, when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and on her latter stage,
Mm-hmm.
I was her nurse.
Yes.
And that has propelled me to think more about, I know this is what you wanted to do from a long time.
From the
You
jump.
know, yes. So I kept this in my mind growing up. As soon as I finished high school, I tried to apply because the love that I was able to give back to her,
Mm-hmm.
even though it wasn't, she didn't give me that kind of love, I showed as much as I could in the little that I know as a child because I was 12 years, 11, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I release her in love because even on her latter days,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I loved her,
Yes. Yeah.
and even though she never said those words to me, just watching her lying there helpless,
Mm-hmm.
I felt I felt that love for her. Like, this is my mother. What can I do to help? I wish at that time a miracle would happen, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And after I grew up and I had my own kids on my own, of
Mm-hmm.
my own, I wish she was there. I
Yeah.
wish she was there to see me, to see my children,
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I sit and I say, you know what, I wish my mom was here to see me today,
Mm-hmm.
because although she didn't believe in me then, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, I'm hoping that that would have changed now,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as I speak about my mom, Miss Wally, something comes to mind. I don't know if I should mention it, but
It's up to you. Feel you have my again, whatever,
no, I mean,
little or as much as you want to say.
yeah, no, it's in connection with you yourself,
That's
and your
fine. You can
mother.
say it. You can.
Okay, I remember that day back in school, like it
Mhm.
happened yesterday, and I
When
cannot.
my mom died, when you all
Yes,
were with me.
yes,
So
yes,
this is
yes.
the class I was teaching you all. I talk about this often when
Mhm.
I learned that my mother, who had been traveling on a boat on a cargo ship from Dominica to St. Martin, the Penelope, when the boat went down.
Oh my
So
God.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
You all helped me through.
Oh my God, yes, yes. That was hard for you. My goodness. And
Mm.
I'm really sorry, but I'm sure that by now you can never heal from this. I don't know, but you accept it and
Absolutely.
move on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, there's something you mentioned in the book twice that reminded me of my internal experience when I heard my mother had died. You talked about when your mother showed up, it's almost as if you couldn't hear anything anymore. And I think during the first, maybe the 8-year-old abuse experience, it felt like you went somewhere and you couldn't hear anything. Like it feels, for me, I describe it like going into a tunnel and it's like extremely quiet,
Right.
but you still can't hear anything. You see people's mouths moving. So that's a response to trauma. Can you tell me a little bit more about that kind of experience? Because you mentioned it twice in the book.
I mentioned it again with an encounter with a partner that I had, a gentleman, if that's what she's referring to.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
right. He, back then you say your first love, your first boyfriend kind of thing.
Mm-hmm,
And, you know, even though I was exposed to that kind of sexual behavior in the past, which I didn't really choose for myself, but
mm-hmm,
at that point, this is what I wanted. I chose that moment to
mm-hmm.
be with that person. And
Yeah,
I was expecting it to be good because by that time I consider myself an adult then. I
right.
was 18 and I feel, you're big, you're working and you have a boyfriend and you're ready to consummate the relationship and everything. So I chose that for myself.
Mm-hmm,
But at that point, when realization hit and I was in that cubicle, in that room with that gentleman, I don't know what happened then. This is when I went silent. This is when I start, although my mind is like, I'm not hearing anything,
mm-hmm.
but my mind is seeing everybody.
Busy. Mm-hmm,
Seeing this time, it's seeing the man, it's seeing everything at
mm-hmm.
that time. And it's like I feel like I am reliving that
Yes,
again. So
yes,
I ran. I literally ran from the room. It's like, I mean, I wasn't even my own person. It's like
yeah.
somebody else was running, but not me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And that um that was a very eye-opening experience
mm-hmm.
for me at that time. It just helped me to realize that hey, I am an adult now, and I know definitely that what happened to me back then was real.
Yes,
You didn't have anybody, you couldn't say it to anybody, so you buried it in your thought. But
mm-hmm.
here it's now coming back to
Yes,
haunt you.
yes,
So after that experience, I still kind of push it in the back of my mind and pretend like everything is okay and continue with life like normal.
mm-hmm.
Wasn't normal. It wasn't normal because it did stream from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, because I keep searching and searching and searching. There was no mother love. There was no love as a child, even though my grandparents gave me that. But
Mm-hmm.
there was something lacking. So I keep searching and searching and changing because this ain't work out. You move on to the next one, and that's not a good experience. That's not a good thing to do, but it happens.
I'm grateful to you for sharing that piece because when we talk about sexual abuse and child abuse and emotional neglect of kids and how rampant that seems to be right now, many people forget the impact long term that it has on the individual.
I'm telling you.
As I read the book, I thought to myself, if there's a gentleman, and there are few female people who do this, if there's a man out there who's considering any kind of inappropriate touching, or sometimes even watching, can wound a little girl. If you're considering anything on that scale, I'm asking you to understand that the impact It's not just, you didn't just have a physical experience. You have just wounded a tiny human being who's going to spend many, many years trying to come to terms with what you experienced as pleasure.
Mhm.
But for
Definitely.
them, is years and years and years of pain. And
Mhm.
like you say, Christine, it doesn't just impact your mind, right? It impacts the way you work.
Mhm.
You said you went into, you call it promiscuous. I don't use that word much anymore because I know it's a trauma response.
It
And I
is.
know that many people use it in a kind of dismissive way, as
Mhm.
if, oh, this terrible person is being promiscuous. Very often, what's happening is you have a little girl who was emotionally and psychologically, physiologically too, wounded, whose brain was wounded by early exposure to unwanted sexual contact
Yes.
and very inappropriate um, and wounding behavior. And a lot of people
Irresponsible.
refuse to see it.
Exactly, and that's why if there's a certain part in the book where I specifically wanted to talk to these men. Any man who pick up this book is gonna see you don't understand the impact it has on our life. That is why a lot of us cannot maintain a relationship because
Absolutely.
we are broken on the inside, and they don't realize that this is the reaction to their behavior. It could have
Yeah.
happened a long time, but you
Yes.
never forget this thing. And they
Yeah.
stay with you for life until you find that person or your own self who's
Hmm.
going to really find a way to get past that. But
Yes.
it's not easy.
It is not
It's
easy.
not easy. It's not as easy as we would say it. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of work. I'm telling you because I had to do a lot of work on myself. And um, we can get now to what happened in 2016 because this
Exactly.
ties that
Exactly.
everything together. And
Yes. Yes.
so during after a while, you tend to, as I said, put things in your mind, pretend it never happened. I moved
Mhm.
to a new place, and I'm like, okay, nobody know me, so I'm just gonna
Fresh
start
start.
my life over.
Hmm.
Yes, and it was good. It was good while it lasted. I met this wonderful person, also, I thought, and life was beautiful, you
Mm.
know. Um, I went and pursued the career that I always wanted to. I started working, my kids with me, family's good, and just like that, everything just came like crumbling down because of an irresponsible behavior of the person that you trusted the most,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
And that set me back because I'm like, I remember sitting down and speaking to this person about my experiences and the things that I expect going forward because I never wanted girl children for that one reason. I
What
was
was
always afraid
Mhm.
that they would experience the same thing. But
Mhm.
I think, as we know, there's always a higher being,
Mhm.
and God knows exactly what He's doing when He put children in your life. He give you that opportunity to have persons who He wants you to groom to be better
Mhm.
people. You know,
Yes.
so
Yes.
I am privileged to have been blessed with three amazing daughters. I'm very privileged, and it it's hard because um, I don't know how to say it. I don't know if I should say it, but I did speak openly with my partner about the things that I had experienced. It
Mhm.
took me a while though. It took me a while because some
Took you a
things
while
you
to feel safe enough.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then you reach a point where he's like, okay, I think I can talk about this now.
Mhm.
And he used it and came right back and threw it, he's like, reliving what you hoping to not see happen. It
Mhm.
came back and play itself, you
So what
know.
you're saying is that here you are, you meet someone who, after a while, you feel safe enough to become vulnerable with. You share your past, a lot of your painful past. And because you are joining your lives together, of course, your expectation is this person has my back.
Yes,
This person
definitely,
is going to protect me. This person is
definitely.
going to cover me
Mm-hmm.
safe. And then what ended up happening in the book is that, from what I read in the book, your daughter, you start the book with saying, "Mommy, I didn't do it. I wasn't responsible for sending out your nude photos to the public." That's how the book starts, y'all. You've got to buy the book. It's available on Amazon right now. You have to buy this book, okay? And so what it seems, and you'll tell me if I'm right, what your daughter ends up telling you is, "Mommy, it's not my fault, but your husband is actually preparing to leave you, and he somehow told me to do this. He convinced me to do this."
Yes, and that's very hard. That's that's the hardest part I to talk about, basically this
Yeah.
part. For one reason, it involves two persons who, one I trusted and very close to, and one who is very dear to me, my heart. So it is the hardest thing to talk about. But
Yeah.
I don't know. All I can say is that she's just like me. She's a victim like myself. You know, she was a
Absolutely.
child, you know,
Absolutely.
12 years old. Um, and those adult people know how to manipulate and play with children minds.
Yeah.
It's as sad as it is, because you expect that when your bedroom door is closed, whatever happens in there is supposed to be between you and
And your
whoever.
mate. Hmm.
Exactly. And to see that somebody could be so deceitful and
Hmm.
so manipulative and so evil,
Hmm.
in their thinking. Like, if you want to walk away, just go. Why put somebody through that pain for you to look good? You know,
Hmm.
I was wife number three.
Hmm.
Of course, um, even if he's out there doing his thing, he don't want nobody to know that I have a problem keeping a marriage.
Right.
So
Right.
let me make it look like, is this person,
Mm.
is she doing something? And that to me was the most deceitful thing I've ever seen or experienced. Even though I've had traumatizing experience, but as an adult, to me that
Mhm.
was extremely deceitful. Um,
Mhm.
and that set me in a state of depression. And I can tell people depression is real. This
Yes.
thing is real. It's just the only thing I didn't do is medicate,
Yeah.
but I was debilitated, like
Yes.
heavy. It's like the only thing I could do, because I had to do, was go to work,
Mhm.
you know. And then after work, I just want to crawl in my bed and cry all day and feel sorry for myself and everything like that.
Well, you call it feeling sorry for myself as I would call that a thought and a judgment of your emotional experience. I
Okay.
might say that you were sad and you were
I was,
feeling sad and you had every right to feel betrayed and horrified
I know,
and in
right?
shock.
I
Every
know.
right.
And it wasn't just the fact that, your photos are out there in the general public,
Mhm.
people looking at you that you don't want everybody to see. I mean,
Absolutely.
this is your body. You're not gonna expose it to people. If I want to expose it, I put it on Facebook. You
Absolutely.
understand? But the part that she had to experience
Hmm.
what I experienced as a child
Yes.
at the hands of the person who I
Yes.
trusted. You
Yes.
know, this is my partner. This is the person that I sleep with.
Yeah.
This is the person that I give myself to. And
Yeah.
then you have to experience that part of him
Yeah.
with me. I mean, this in itself can send you crazy. It was, they
Absolutely.
tell you there's a thin line, and
Yeah.
I think I was on that Nile, on that what are you calling that thing they fish with, the nylon, the
Yeah.
line twine,
Yeah. Yeah.
was on that twine. I was
Felt like
literally,
you were walking on twine,
I
like that
was
thin
walking on it. Yes,
island. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
And
I
I
think
know,
people don't realize just how awful and how
I know,
painful these
I know.
experiences are.
I know. And some of my friends at work or here in Anguilla, I mean, I cannot say thank you enough to them. They were very supportive throughout the process.
Hmm.
But, I'm not sure if they're listening right now, but I have my Twylan, my Carol, they've been my backbone from the
Yeah.
time. But one of them keeps saying to me, I just don't know how you do it. I probably would not be able to stand up here today if
Yeah.
I was in your shoe, and how you manage to be so strong. And
Well, how did you come up out of the depression? What helped you get back to yourself? What helped you restore your balance, your emotional
thank you.
balance? Yes.
My children, my
Mm,
children, my children. When I took to my bed, my kids took uh, a mattress
mm,
and they put on the floor of my bedroom.
mm-hmm,
One slept on the mattress on the floor and one slept on the bed next to me. So
mm-hmm.
every day they
Yeah.
make sure that mommy get up, you
Yes.
have to, mom come to bed, come and
Mm-hmm,
shower.
mm-hmm,
No, you have, they kept pushing. And the
mm-hmm,
more they push,
mm-hmm.
after a while I had to look at them and say, Kristen, you have a reason to get up.
Mm-hmm,
You have these girls looking at you. They need their mother. They've
mm-hmm,
not seen you in that state. They've never, my kids can tell you, they never seen me angry because I
mm-hmm.
don't get angry. I get upset over certain things, but not in an anger state where I, fight and curse and those kind of things.
Yes.
So when they see me like this, it makes them debilitated themselves. They
Mm-hmm,
feel heavy, they feel helpless. Like, what can we do? So doesn't matter. It's like literally feeding me, mom, you have to eat.
mm-hmm.
Lost weight, trying to regain myself. And because of them, I had to fight. I had to fight it.
Mm-hmm,
Wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It took me months to get out from that depressive state.
mm-hmm,
And you know what? I had to go back to work because I was out from work for a while,
mm-hmm.
probably about 2 months, 3 months, because facing people again was the hardest thing. And then one person said to me, there come a time when you have to do it. You have to
Yes.
face people. So I just got up and I went to work. Um, I left. I didn't stay because once I get in the space, I felt that um, it's like I couldn't control the emotion, so I'm always crying, and
Mm-hmm,
everybody looking at me, I'm always thinking that's what they're thinking.
mm-hmm.
You go along the road and persons make comments like, I still have this picture. I like to say
Mm-hmm.
this. It brings back that kind of feeling too.
It's
So
re-traumatizing.
yes, a lot of the times I had to leave work early, because I want to be away from people.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard.
Yeah.
It was the hardest thing to deal with, and how I got out of it was willpower. The will to get up, the will to survive, the will to better for
Survive.
myself, for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had to fight it off. It wasn't easy, but I had to. You know.
Yes. You know, thank you for gracing us really with your story because I think the reason you pinpointed in the beginning, where you said, you're not the only one who has experienced these, experiences like that. And you're hoping that at the very least you inspire somebody to find some help, get some help, to start talking about it, to start talking about it, to start talking about it more. Somebody says, Twyla says, phenomenal woman. And I agree. And I agree because what I'm hearing you doing is now this thing has come to me. These events have come to me. I've not done anything to, I wasn't the one who put my pictures out there. So this event, this horrible thing has come to me. What am I going to do with it? And as a human being, you crash to the floor. And eventually, though, you start picking yourself back up again. That's about us learning and practicing and doing things to transcend trauma, to go higher than the pain and the degradation and the debasement and the just hitting the floor that trauma has a way of doing to us. So, my question for you now is, what do you think about relationships today?
Oh, wow. Um, I have mixed emotions. I have mixed feelings when it comes to relationship. I at first, after my separation from my ex-husband,
Mm-hmm.
I took a couple years well to trust and open up myself willingly to anybody in that aspect. Um, and even after I started, like I felt, you know what, I'm ready. 4 years now, I think I'm ready to date again. And I
Mm-hmm.
started, and within a couple months, I'm like, this not this wouldn't work. This
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't work. It has opened my eye now more than ever to what I want going forward for myself. You know, and in terms of relationship, I'm not saying that I think I want to. I will love it. I will get married again. As a matter of fact, I think I have met a wonderful person,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking forward to the good thing ahead, so to speak. The
Mm-hmm.
unknown. I don't know what will happen. I don't know it. We never know. We
Yes.
hoping that this is it this time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever the outcome, I think I'm more ready. Back then relationship, if it didn't work, would make you feel bad, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I have outgrown that.
Mm-hmm.
I drop and keep moving quick. I tell everybody my shoe is by the door. So the slightest thing I see, I am not waiting to see if it's going to happen again. I might give you a second chance, but
Mm-hmm.
on there's no third chances. I'm out.
So
I'm out.
something I hear from what you're telling me, therefore, is that you are screening more intentionally now.
Exactly. Yes. 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 And I don't feel bad turning my back or moving. I don't,
Yeah.
because I think over the years I gave them too much of my power.
Yeah.
You love me how you want.
Yeah.
Not this time. This time I'm loving me, and
Yeah.
I expect you to love me how I want you to
Oh,
love
I
me.
feel good. And that's the way.
Exactly.
That is
If
the healthy way. That is
yes,
the healthy way.
if you cannot, I am out the door.
Because that
And
means you're not my fit. If you cannot or you will not, you're not my fit.
you're not a fit. You're
And
not
that's
a fit.
okay. It's okay to
Yes,
release you.
it's okay. And I keep saying all the time, it's okay to drop and let go, because
Hmm.
persons may feel like, oh, but last year you were dating this person. Oh,
Hmm.
so I should stay in it if it's toxic?
Right.
Just
Right.
to say that, just for the public to say, oh, no. I don't
Right.
have to. I don't care what the public think. It's about me now.
Right.
It's all
You know,
about me.
so you said something about how these experiences, that most recent one in 2016 with the
Mhm.
photos, it pushed you to seeing what you want now moving forward. So I have a little process I want you to go through with me.
Mhm.
Okay? I want to hear the joys,
Mhm.
if you can identify any joys of these experiences, of the pains, what you want now, moving forward, what you never want again, and your biggest lesson or lessons. Okay? So think about that as I say thank you to so many comments, Christine. Y'all, the best way right now to show your appreciation to Kristen is to go to Amazon,
Yes.
type in Kristen Dupuis, hmm, The Color of Red, The Will to Survive, and get your copy
Probably
today.
might find Hilda Dupuis, Hilde, Hilda Dupuis.
Might be
And for
here.
those on Anguilla, sure. For those on Anguilla, it's coming. I'm going to collect my package in a couple of days, and I cannot wait. I'm excited. So I am happy to have the hard copy that I can share with my persons. I mean, I know some persons going to be judgmental, but Miss Wallace, what do I care anymore? Like,
You just have to, that's the thing. So when we become adults, we have to make these choices where that might hurt other people's feelings, or
yes.
other people might allow to hurt their feelings, or other people might just have these emotional responses. That does
Mhm.
not mean you stop being you or doing you. You,
Right.
the other person, if other people are uncomfortable, their responsibility is to have a conversation with you, or not, you
Or
know,
not.
we're
You
not.
know.
We're not.
And then I probably would say in the words of my Prime Minister, Chupul, what?
True pool. You understand? So
You
that's
know. But yes, Patsy said hi,
your
Patsy.
girl.
Yes. So,
She was in our class with us. So one of the reasons, look, I'm telling you, you all have such a piece of my heart.
mm,
Um, I have my whole heart, but you all are a part of that heart of
thank
mine.
you. Thank
You all were in the
you.
technical vocational section of St. John's School. Oh, first, essentially, you were the high school
Yes.
at St. John's School, and
Mhm.
I keep advocating for a more technical piece to
Mhm.
elementary and high school education in
Mhm.
because it was so beautiful being with you ladies.
I know, that's what I said. You saw things in us that we probably didn't even know we had. And I was so happy for that experience when they said, you know what, let's give them a chance to sit the CXC exam at
Yes,
a technical vocational school at what
absolutely,
everybody consider a primary school, you
absolutely.
know. And we got that experience. And I mean, it was challenging to say the least,
Yes,
but a lot of us did well. We pulled through, and I took that CXC results that I get back then. A
yes,
three wasn't considered a pass and whatever, whatever.
yes,
But because I know what I wanted,
yes,
I didn't stop there. I
yes,
left St. John's School, I left Dominica, and I did not stop. I went back and I did my whole high school diploma over, you
yes,
know, English, maths, literature, history. But the things were a lot easier because I know you learn things, and some things you cannot unlearn. So
exactly.
you know them back from high school. Yes,
You had
definitely.
a foundation and you could scaffold, you could build upon
Definitely,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Right. So I am very grateful for the experience and to all the teachers who played a part. And, for a minute there, I just want to say, um, express my condolences to the family of Miss, what was her name again? I don't even remember her name, but she passed recently. I have her mentioned. She did play a pivotal part in my life as well. What is her name? She
Where
was
was
from
she?
Zikak.
She was from Zikak. Where did she work?
She came from Canada. Her name now not coming to my mind. I'm sure
Okay.
Gildan them might know her name.
Mhm.
Miss, oh my God, I can't even remember. But she came from Canada. She was our form teacher at one time in her little short pants, but she was very rigid. Eh? Probably you had left already, I
I had
think.
left. I must have left, yes, because I would not have surrendered you all.
Yeah.
I must
But
have.
she was rigid. She was hard. But she did. It's like she saw something again and she took me into her arms. She opened her home to me on the weekends. I had to come by her to study everything. So I am very grateful. I am
Yes.
very, very grateful.
Yeah.
Yes. But what you ask a few
Yes.
questions.
Yeah. I want to hear your joys from these your joys.
My joys.
Mhm.
Oh boy. The person that I am now, the person that I am now, and the fact that I can reach so many people. I think that from a child, even when I look back as a child, I know I had so much love to give.
Yes.
I was so nurturing from very young.
Yes.
So for me, it's like um, the joy that I have now is still being the very much nurturing person that I was all those years. That has never changed. Despite the challenges, despite the struggle, despite the pain, I have never changed. I'm always a smiling Chris. You
Yeah.
know, everybody can tell you, I still smile, I still stand tall, I still aim to be better. And so I continue to grow personally, professionally. I just look for everything. I don't back down from nothing. Everybody, you want to try this? I'm there. You
Yeah.
know. So I'm grateful for some of the opportunities, all of the opportunities as well. And
Mhm.
that for me it brings me the most joy. Just continuing to grow, watching my kids grow as well. They're much older now. Well, everybody's in their 20s. I have
Mhm.
two beautiful grandchildren that I'm so happy. I'm so proud of. You know, my kids, I'm very, very proud of. You know, my daughter, they make me proud. They make me proud. And that
Yeah.
brings me the most joy. Right now, I will not, I cannot not emphasize the love that I feel now for the person who is in my life right now. I think that brings me even more joy. You
Yeah.
know, although it's a short, you've just started, but the short time he's shown so much love and he's amazing, so I cannot even not mention that. This
Yes.
is my happy time now, this is my happy space, my happy moment, and I am just looking forward to whatever,
And
you
you are
know.
worthy of it. It's-
Thank you, Miss
You are
Wallace. Thank
worthy of it.
you.
You are
Yes, and I'm
worthy of it.
welcoming it every day. Thank
Yeah.
you.
What would you say has been your biggest pain, or a couple of your biggest pains, deepest hurts?
Oh my God, there's so many,
Mhm.
but I think the one that rocked me the most was 2016. Watching and knowing that my own flesh and blood had to experience what I
Mhm.
experienced, and thinking of how is that going to change her life? How is
Mhm.
she going to grow up? You know, is she going to be bitter? Is she going to be like me, who pretended like things never happened and have this joyous outlook, even though after a while it can crumble you? But
Yes.
how is she going to face the world? What is her relationships going to be like with her child? How is she going to be protective of her daughter, her son?
Mhm.
You know, those are the things that play on my mind every day. I
Mhm.
know, and also my kids who are here with me, when they talk about not wanting kids
Mhm.
because they themselves probably, in a short space of time, when I went to school in St. Kitts and they were back in Dominica, they
Mhm.
experienced certain issues as well. And for them, it's like watching it replays. I know I wanted to protect. That
Mhm.
was my thing. I wanted to protect these kids, but sometimes you cannot protect everybody. You
Mhm.
cannot protect your own,
You can't be
all the
everywhere
time.
24/7,
Yes.
even if you're a
So,
parent. That can be very
yes.
painful to
And,
admit.
and then to hear them reveal certain things. I
Mhm.
mean, my kids and I, we have an amazing relationship.
Mhm.
So they share a lot of stuff, even though they wait maybe a little while before they open up. But when they share certain things, it brings back a lot of pain, childhood
Mhm.
memories. So that for me is the saddest part,
Mhm.
for me, the hardest part that I have to deal with right now. But
Mhm.
I'm embracing them in love, and I'm trying to help them to. It can't be mommy, but
Yes.
if you watch mommy,
Yes.
you can grow from it, because
Yes.
I mean, mommy been there, and mommy moving forward. So let we can do this.
We're not
That
staying on the floor. We're not staying in the
no,
bed. We
no,
get
no,
married
no, no.
and we're moving on.
We are
Yes.
moving on. We are moving on.
Yes.
So yeah, that to me is my saddest part, watching
Mhm.
my own person having to go through what I went through as a child. But
And I want to so reiterate to the people who are making the laws in Dominica, who I don't know that they think all the way through to the end, to the
hmm,
impact that child abuse on every level has on your population. So, like you say, many of us are walking around with big smiles on our faces,
hmm,
unable to really work and do our best.
Yep. Yep.
And so, you
What
know,
I want to say to persons who probably experience similar or maybe worse, you
mm-hmm,
know, um, it's okay to go back into the past because there's a reason why you have to go back. Take yourself back. That's why, if you
mm-hmm,
see, I illustrated a lot of my childhood steps, growing up, because you have to go back there. You have to be able to go back as a child and then relive that experience and let it go. Let it go because that's the only way you will heal going forward, unless you, it's like somebody acknowledging that I am doing something bad, they
mm-hmm,
will never stop doing something bad.
mm-hmm.
You have to first accept that, hey, this happened. Um, what can I learn from it? And how can I be a better person? How can I help somebody else? But it
Yeah.
has to start with you. It has to, you have to go back. But then once you get there, don't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find a way to let go of it, jump over the wall that you build around yourself, and just move forward. That's the best I can say. It's not as easy. Everybody don't have maybe the strength or the willpower that I have, but once you set your mind to something, I want to get out of this. I want to be a better person. I'm not going to let this cripple me. It's possible.
There are a couple other things you mentioned, like a therapist. You mentioned accessing a therapist at some point who helped you pull a lot of
Yes.
it apart. You also
Yes.
mentioned the strong support team, like your girls, like your
Yes.
crew, like your ride or die.
I ride or die. Yes, yes, yes. And the good thing about it, right? We don't even ride or die all the time, We don't even see each other every day. Like you're up in each other's faces. But when something happens,
Yeah,
everybody rallies together, everybody's supportive, and I cannot overemphasize, and I cannot say thank you enough to these ladies, man. They might bone, they might everything,
yeah.
everything. We don't curse, but
They have
everything.
your back.
Yes.
They have your
I
back.
yes, yes, yes. And I don't know if Shalia is listening. But my God, she too. I cannot leave her out.
Yeah.
My kids. I'm very happy for them.
So,
Yes.
y'all, the book is available on Amazon. It is called The Color of Red. Uh, The Will to Survive. Can you tell us the reason you called it The Color of Red?
I was always that question took a while to come.
It did, right? It did.
Initially that was not my first choice of topic.
Okay.
That was not my first choice. My grandfather, one time when I came from the hospital with my second daughter, he named her Dove. He said, "Bring my little Dove to me."
Oh,
And that name stuck with her. So everybody know her as Dovey.
yes.
And she and Nella, my other our first daughter, being so much around me, I wanted to name the book On the Wings of a Dove because trust me, Dove is that kind of child who's going to shake you up. Mommy, you need to do. Mommy, do this. She's that kind of child. And that's what I had initially. When I ever, even now on my computer, I have that heading On the Wings of a Dove. It's like soaring,
Yeah.
from where you were to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But as I write, the more I write, the more I see red coming into play. The blood, my dress, the motorcycle, the car, everything. I just keep seeing these flashes of red all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to change this because I think red for me symbolizes so many things.
What?
There's pain, there's victory,
Mm.
everything. Sorry
Yeah.
about that in this eye. And I think it because it is displaying so much in the book, it ties in everything together. The
Yes.
will to survive is being down and still knowing that I want to do this. How am I gonna do it? So I have to struggle to it. So
Yes.
um and that's when this whole thing tied in together. It took me a while to add the will to survive. I had to really kind of think about it, with my friend about it. We kind of play around with how, what to add.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think this ties it up because it's really a struggle, a fight,
Mhm. Mhm.
somebody to be better.
It
You
takes a
know,
lot of energy. It takes a
it
lot of
takes.
emotional and psychological energy.
Hmm.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes, yes. I see.
So, go
Miss
ahead.
Prosper. Oh wow.
You see Miss Prosper,
Miss
right?
Prosper,
Hi
yeah.
to you. You see our St. John's crew?
I know. Yes, definitely. St. John's in the house.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, I
Okay,
love
next
it. I
question.
love it.
Next question is based on all that you've experienced up to this point, we are the sum of our parts, we are everything happens. What happens to us sometimes is that's the reason that we are right where we are, like right now. So your history is the reason you're sitting on the couch. Yeah. So what do you want moving forward? What do you want? As a result of these experiences, I want XYZ.
I want the love that I think I deserve. I want peace.
Yes.
I want the freedom to be me,
Yes.
express myself the way I want.
Yes.
I want to love how I think persons around me deserve to be loved, and I
Mm.
expect the same thing. I
Yeah.
want persons, when they see me, to not see what happened, but to
Mhm.
see a strong person, a person who's been through and can emulate that strength.
Mm.
They may not, they wouldn't be able to. Not everybody's gonna be like you,
Yeah.
but at least when you see me, you see strength. You see, I want to do this. I want to be the mother that my kids never had. And
Yes.
I want to be a mother to my kids that I
You.
never had.
Yes.
Exactly. I
Yes.
want to be the wife that I know I can be. I want everything good. I want to be the best nurse because I love my career. I love my job. I love what I do. I mean, that to me by itself is embodies the person that I am.
Yes.
The loving, caring, kind, kind of person. But this is what I want going forward. I just want to be happy.
Yes.
Yes.
You grew up as a seven in the Seventh Adventist Church. You know that
Mhm.
scripture that says where two agree, when you
On the
agree.
same age.
Yeah. So I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. And now, next question is what do you never want to experience again?
Oh my
I do
God.
not want XYZ. I never want.
Everything bad that I experience, I never want to experience them again.
Mhm.
I don't want to see it replay in anybody close to me.
Yeah.
My kids, my friends. I don't want that. I don't want to be depressed. I
Hmm.
don't want to sink back in that state. It's hard, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to have to put myself in a position where I am thinking of, should I murder or should I not murder? Because
Yeah.
that's what does come to mind,
You don't
you
want to
know.
feel, you don't want to ever be in that desperate of a place
No,
that
no.
this is what your only option seems to be.
Exactly, exactly. Because trust me, that can cross your mind
Yes.
when
Yes.
them things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want that.
Yes.
These are the things that I don't want. Everything bad, I don't want to ever go back there because
Mm.
it's not a nice feeling. You really feel like you're in a tunnel.
Yes.
Um, and
Stranded, alone, having to
gosh,
try to
yes,
figure it out. Yes.
yeah, yeah. I don't want that again. I like where I am now. I like the mind that I carve out. I like the way the projection that I have now, the what I have outlined for myself, where I want to be. My whole thing is as I said, in the not too distant future, I want to go back home. You know,
Yes,
I want to make a contribution to my community, to my country, and everything. So I'm looking forward to that.
yes, yes. Somebody just ordered their copy. Thank you so much.
Oh, tell them thank
The
you.
book is The Color of Red, The Will to
Thank
Survive.
you, guys.
Okay?
Thank
Get
you.
your
Leave a comment. I know some person's going to have a mix of emotions when they read this. I don't know how you felt. Miss Wallace, you should tell us how you felt just sitting there reading this thing.
I'll tell you what I felt was um, heavy and overwhelmed and
Oh,
sad that
oh,
you had been living through this. I sensed some of it back then. There was a little bit I think you would share, but
yeah.
there's so much more. And I know that many of us teachers, especially because you all come to us every day, we see your affect, we see your face, we see the way you're walking, the way you're carrying yourself, we hear the way you speak. So we know there's more going on behind the veil. And we can only do so much, but I'm asking teachers to keep their eyes open and to do the whatever you can do. Like you say, even if what the teacher can do is to give you some soulagement, some solace, some encouragement, that goes a long way, because that's positive, that's being poured into you to add already to your existing will to survive.
One of my friends said after she read the book, she sent a long message and she said, "Chrissy," in
Yeah.
her own voice, she said, "Chrissy, are you even human?" It's
Yeah.
like she said, "There's no way you could have gone through this and still um standing there, so like
Yeah.
nothing." She's
Yeah.
like, it's impossible to be human going through all of this.
Yes.
But I want to tell her I am very much human.
Hmm.
um, I'm not the first. There are a lot of persons who've been through just as much or
Hmm.
worse, you know, but at the end of the day, it's how you heal from it,
Mm.
how you align yourself. Whether
Yeah.
you want to stay a victim and crumble under the weight of your
Yeah.
past, or you want to push out of that tunnel,
Yes.
and become a better person. I'm not letting my past dictate how I'm gonna love.
Your
I'm
future.
not gonna do that.
That's
No,
powerful. That is
no.
so powerful. You said it earlier too. You said, essentially, you're saying, I am not going to harden my heart. I'm not going to allow an abusive person, a criminal, a pedophile,
Mm-hmm.
a nasty skunk, is what you called one person, to
Mm-hmm.
change my nature.
No,
I'm not giving you all of that power. You've taken
no.
it. You've taken enough. I'm
I
keeping you.
Of course, of course. I am not going to give them no more power over me. Before, you let people love you how they want.
Mhm.
I'm not doing this anymore. You cannot love me how I think I deserve. Man,
Yeah.
my shoe. I don't even know if that shoe was created, but this one have superpower wheels. I'm
Yeah.
running.
Yeah. We're not
Yeah.
a good fit. We don't
Mhm.
match. It's
No,
okay. I release you.
I release you and I keep it moving, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Your Miss Prosper said,
I
your Miss Prosper said you turned your pain into purpose.
definitely, miss. Yes.
And
Yes.
that's
And
what
I'm
we've got
happy.
to learn to do more of, as opposed to just sitting on the floor. Because
Mm-hmm.
that floor, it's always going to welcome us, but
Mm-hmm. I
but
know.
other things we can do with the emotions that we're feeling. We can
Definitely.
write books. We can write
Yeah.
books. We can talk about it. We can share our story so that other people
Mm-hmm.
don't feel so alone, so that other
Mm-hmm.
people can get some ideas about how to pick themselves up off the floor. How to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. And that is what I want to come out from that book. Not just the stories, but I want persons to know that, hey, we can come out from this. And if we as women rally together, help each other, that's what's important. Instead of trying to um, gossip and make each other feel bad because they did. help each other. Let's just embrace each other with love. Be a support system. Cry when they cry, laugh when they laugh. Get them out of their beds if we have to pull them, whatever. We can do this.
Yes. Here's the thing that happens when one person chooses to heal, because we have to
Mhm.
participate in our healing. When you choose to heal, what happens with your daughters and your granddaughters? You show up as a completely different person. It happens in
Exactly.
your next relationship, on the job. So this is
Mhm.
how we change the world. We change the
Mhm.
world. Yeah.
Definitely. You start with yourself.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's amazing. Hi, Javi.
Your next question. This is the final question
No
in
problem.
that process. What are your biggest lessons?
Wow. Biggest. Hmm. I don't even know if there's a biggest or if everything I learned from everything. I cannot pinpoint one particular thing that I learned from. I
Yeah.
think I've used all my experiences and turned them into learning experiences.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, what, as you said earlier, what I do not want. And so you look back at all the traumatizing experience,
Hmm.
and and these are all my lessons. I've learned something from everything.
Yes.
So I cannot pinpoint one and say, well, this is my biggest, or this is my I learned something from all. And I
Yeah.
am grateful. I cannot say that I'm happy for the experiences because I don't want them again,
Yes.
but because they happened already,
Hmm.
I looked for um the lesson
That's
in
right.
it.
That's right.
And that is what helped me. You
Yes.
know, it happened. You can't change the past. You cannot change the past, but you can learn from it. So
Yes.
my lesson is from everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no one thing that is more than the other. I took a bit of all
Yes.
and I try to go forward with it.
Yes. Yes.
It's like when you read a book, of course you remember certain key points in the book that
Hmm.
you want to remember more than the other, but
Hmm.
you tend to remember the story.
Yes.
And you watch a movie, you will not remember, you tend to remember certain aspect more than the rest. But
Hmm.
if you were to relive the story to somebody and tell the movie to somebody, you'll be rambling stuff. So in
Yeah.
everything, take a bit of it. And
Yes.
that's the lesson that I've learned along the way. One thing too is like is don't give your power to anybody.
Thank you.
Definitely. Definitely do not give your power to anybody.
You
The
heard
power,
that?
yes.
Don't give
You
your power away. It's
know,
yours.
guys. No. You in charge of your own self. You can choose to be happy,
Yes.
or you can choose to remain in your depressive state. You can choose to crumble. I choose not to. I choose something different because, as I said, if somebody asks, how are you so strong? I tell them all the time, I did not choose nothing that happened in the
Yeah.
past.
Yes.
It was, you don't, you want to be able as an adult to do what you want with your body.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
when it's done for you
Yeah.
back then, you didn't choose it,
Hmm.
you know. So right now is, better.
Yes.
And so you choose better for yourself,
Yes. I
you
choose
know.
better.
Exactly. Why choose to stay down in a hole when you can? I mean, it's such a happy space when you're happy and you feel, loved and alive. So for me and for everybody out there who's listening, we have a choice, and
You
the
heard
choice
that?
that we have.
So I got a couple lessons. So somebody who might have done this process says it's a trick. Doc is trying. He's a truth whisperer. What this process helps us do, seriously, is to squeeze out the gunky stuff. Yes.
Mhm.
And then see where the lessons are, like you say,
Exactly.
see where the gifts are. We're not happy that these nasty things happen to us.
No.
Fact is they've already happened. So
Mhm.
what am I going to do with this? a horrible thing that has happened to me. Well, part of me making sense of it might include me creating meaning. What can I pull out of this that is positive for me?
Mm-hmm.
I hate that it happened, but I cannot undo it.
No.
It's already happened. And it hurt like the bejesus. But
Mm-hmm.
it didn't hurt. But you know what I mean. It hurt like it was
Yeah.
horrible, horrific.
Mm-hmm.
But through this pain, I learned this about myself. I learned to intentionally vet who I'm dating. I learned to choose to be happy. I learned I've got the will to survive. I learned, yeah,
Yes.
don't give my power away.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
So I'm really happy that I could share this experiences with people. And what makes me even happy is to see my tech book girls and my tech book people in there, man. Yeah, yeah.
Look, okay, so Kristen and all of our girls, y'all remember we did our tie-dye purple and white
Oh my
t-shirt
God.
for our last trip together. That was a trip
Yeah.
we took around the island. We went to L'Escalier, yeah,
Yes,
went to
yes, yes, yes,
Emerald,
yes.
around
It was
Dominica.
amazing.
Yeah,
But
last
you
trip.
know who I remembered you, Miss Wallace? I
Mm.
remember you standing against the wall like this. And the classroom would be chatting and everybody chatting, chatting. And you would stand there with a smile, and you would look at us until we like, everybody, Miss Wallace watching, shut up. And when we shut up and the class is quiet, we miss that boss because now we have to stay back. We have to stay back to do the work. And I can just see you in my mind's eye, standing like this, not saying a word and just watching us chat, chat, chat. And then the punishment follows.
There's a law of natural consequences. I mean, we have a class to have a class to teach, and I learned. I don't remember how and when I learned that, but I just eventually my classes would get it. Like, I'm not going to be yelling because I didn't enjoy
No.
yelling at you guys, but I'm going to wait until you all are finished with your conversations because
Yes.
clearly you have a right to talk and but I also have a right to finish my lesson. So
I know, right?
however long you all need to talk, we will be finishing the lesson and
And I'm begging somebody to tell Junior, tell the boss to wait for me because I gotta find my way to Ben's. And this one is couldn't be bothered. We gotta finish this. So that was nice. And of course, do you still sing?
I in my shower.
Oh, wow.
In my
I'm sure the
shower.
girls can remember that. I'm sure they remember that. You have such a beautiful voice. Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
But you were very instrumental in our lives, and I want to say thank you too.
You're welcome. You all helped me to grow up. You helped me to learn myself and to learn many beautiful things about myself.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We helped, I think we grew up together,
Yeah.
It helped me
Yeah.
grow up too.
Because we were young teenagers, we were young ladies. Yeah. And then we had young, very, very, very young teachers, very young. Miss Boston, Miss
Yes.
Prosper, Miss, what is her
Correct.
name?
Miss
Yeah,
Joseph now.
oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. And our male teachers,
Mr.
really, really
Peter,
nice. Mr. Peter. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Joseph, Mr. Alcid,
Yes.
Mr. Saw.
And a bunch of young people, and we felt like we could match up to them because we were almost the same age.
But you all
Oh,
were
yeah.
wonderful.
Somebody said they even gifting a book. Oh my God, thank you guys, thank you very much. I appreciate the support and the love.
Yes. So by when we're finished, Kristen will post the Amazon link so that you can just
Yes,
click and go directly to the page and
yes,
buy the book
definitely.
tonight. Okay?
Tonight,
Buy your copy tonight. Now there are
and
a
leave
couple of
a comment, guys.
questions.
Leave a comment. Just tell once they let me just put
Leave a review, okay? It could be
Yes.
one sentence long. I enjoyed this book. I loved this page. I loved that story. Thank you.
Exactly.
That's what you do, okay?
Once they go on Amazon, they will see that. Search for that.
So somebody asked a question about validating your feelings, and I don't remember exactly how they phrased it, but it is important to validate your feelings. um I think the person asked the question right after you were describing um something, and you had a way that you thought about it. So sometimes we can become tough on ourselves. We can become our inner, the inner critic in us can be very harsh, especially depending on how we were raised or trained and whose voice it is we're really hearing. I want you, if you're listening to Kristen tonight and you've experienced anything similar to what she's experienced, please practice some self compassion, because you did not cause this. You did not bring this upon yourself. There are many kids who, like you said, after being exposed to certain things, gifts, money, pornographic material, might find themselves going towards the person. Sometimes that's the only place that child gets affection or love, even if it's twisted with other things. You have to practice self compassion. And some of it also includes some self forgiveness, forgiving the self you were at that age, who might or might not have said or maybe didn't do things you wished that person, that you, because that's you who's only grown up. You're older now, but you're the little girl, you're the 8-year old.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
That's why it says go back into your past, go back as a child and let it go. Forgive that child and let that go. You
yes,
have to.
yes,
Yeah.
it's an important part of the process. There's some schools of thought that say you don't need to revisit the trauma to heal.
Mhm.
And I can see their perspective on it, but
Yeah.
I have found for me as a hypnotherapist, especially for over
Mhm.
20 something years, that my clients who allow the adult to go back to rescue the child seem to have a stronger sense of themselves. When they're done, they're able to reclaim their power in a very meaningful way,
Mhm.
and they're able to support that child
Yes.
now as an adult in a very powerful way.
Very
And so
powerful.
I am completely 100% on board with you when you say
Mhm.
to go back. But I would say the caveat I would put is to go back with not just anybody. Say you might, because some of us we might talk to a friend about
Mhm.
it. But depending on the person you talk to about it, that person might be very invalidating or non-validating or girl, get over this. Why are you
I
still worrying about that? So you
Mhm.
want to go to a professional who's trained and knows how to be with you and hold you
Mhm.
as you are returning to that vulnerable emotional space.
Exactly.
So
That
that
is
would
why
be.
it, that is very correct because when I was going through that time,
Hmm.
I there was a group on St. Martin, and
Hmm.
I jump on that boat every 2 Sundays to
Hmm.
meet with that group. It's a group of women
A
just
support
like
group.
myself. Yes, and
Yes.
they what the person who was mentoring the group,
Yes.
he spoke a lot about going back as a child. Some days you literally go into this meditative state
Yes.
where you see yourself as this child again, and that
Yes.
was so therapeutic,
Yes.
very, very therapeutic. So finding the right people, find the right group is
Yeah.
also important. Yeah, 'cause I am very grateful for that group too. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So you just described a process that is similar to what we do in hypnotherapy, where we do go back to the root,
Yes,
back to the source experiences, and
right.
recalibrate it, make new decisions about it from a position of
Mhm.
strength. Yes, it's
Right.
very. Oh, Miss Prosper Azil just got her book.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Miss Prosper.
To get it on the 21st. By
I
the
am happy. I am very
Thank
happy.
you,
Thank
Marvel.
you.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes, Miss Wallace, thank you too, because I mean, you helping me to, let
I'm
out,
so proud of you.
share my experience. So I'm happy, and I'm happy that we can reach these people.
I'm so proud
Yes,
of you.
somebody said you're an awesome woman. Thank you. I
Yes,
don't know if they're referring to me or you, but thank
they're
you
referring
still.
to you. They're referring to you. Take it in. This is
Yes, 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 yes.
Carlos.
Thank you, Miss
I
Wallace.
imagine he says he plans to order his and he'd like to get it signed, please. Okay?
Oh, where is this person?
Then Dominica, this is Carlos.
Oh, I see C Media, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. Oh,
Yeah.
Carlos, of course, when I come down, Carlos, yes, 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 that's very right. Yes, I didn't see the word Carlos, I seen C Media, so I wasn't sure who this is. What did I say? Thank you, Carlos, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patsy said it was good times, yes, until she dropped out. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There was so
Yes,
much,
we miss
you
Patsy,
had a
yeah.
lot going on
Hmm.
and yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, your courage and openness in sharing with us is very appreciated.
thank you.
So
Thank
somebody is
you.
asking if it was Miss Robinson.
Yes, it is Miss Robinson. Yes, 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 yes.
Robinson.
Yes, yeah, Avery,
Yeah.
right, right, right. And she passed, unfortunately. Yes, recently I heard she passed. Yes.
Somebody's telling me thank you for this forum. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Again, we cannot tell life what horrendous things to bring to us.
Right.
You can do your best to protect yourself, and stuff is going to come at you. I do believe there's a lot of power in looking at the mess and seeing what the lessons are, what the gifts are. How can I come over? How can I overcome this thing
Yeah.
right here? And there are many tools, many ways.
And persons should take advantage of the free that you're offering, because some people may not be able to pay. So,
Yes,
I mean, that to me, that is amazing what you offer. Giving persons an avenue to tap into, so they can share and speak. Just sometimes some people just need to speak.
speak it out. Catharsis
Yes,
to release it. Yes,
yes.
let it.
Thank you. Somebody said wishing Kristen. Yes, thank them. Thank you.
Yeah, the fact is we are African people and we are very connected to storytelling, to telling the story. The more we tell the story, is the more we take the edge off the pain and we
Definitely.
start finding meaning. We start being able to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
What can I take? Even if I leave the rest, what can I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so just want to encourage everybody in that little village called Ben's. So much undercover pen, what it says.
Yeah.
Well, that is true too. That is very true. I mean, things happen in the dark of the night in small villages like this.
Mhm.
And the sad part is when you cannot tell anybody,
Yes.
because everybody knows everybody. And back then, our grandparents wasn't easy. They never believed nothing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it happens. It happens a lot. So
Look
yeah.
who's here. Look who's here.
Karen! Oh my God!
Hi, Karen. We're
Hi, Kelly! That's my
having a
sister from
reunion.
another mother.
We're having a virtual reunion tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, I see her all the time because she's over at St. Martin. And
Ah,
when I go over, she's in the same unit that I work as well. And I'm so proud of Karen. I'm so, so, so proud of her. Yeah, she continues to grow and she continues to strive to be better. And I'm really proud of her. Good job, Karen.
yes, yes, yes. Look,
Yes.
somebody says, I did it again, Doc. Actually, Kristen did it. She was patient enough with herself to keep using words until she came to the lessons.
Yes.
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 Yeah. We love you too, Karen. We love you too. We love you too. So somebody's saying that they wish for you the very best version of you. Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you kindly. And that's what I'm working towards. Being
Yeah.
the best version of myself.
Yes. And that's the best we can do. Because
Hey Johnny!
look at this. Look, Francisca is
Jabez, Jabez,
your beds. Bed.
Jabez in the house.
Karen cannot wait to read the book.
Kelly, it's coming, it's coming, no, it's coming.
Shama wants to know where can
Yeah,
you
we
purchase
can.
the book.
Jabez, yes, 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 yes. My heart
Kristen,
is getting hungry.
Shama says, Shama is asking, where can I purchase the book? Shama, you can purchase the book on Amazon or the
Amazon.
Color
It's
of
on
Red.
Amazon hard copy and it's on Amazon Kindle.
Okay? The Color of Red, The Will to Survive.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, Kimmy says, God truly gave you the grace and the strength to come out victorious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you.
Lady Pi says, this woman is so amazing. She never, 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 ever judges and is always willing to help and teach. She always
Oh,
pushes you to do better. Okay?
yes, Kito. Thank you. Thank you, Kito. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too. This is one of my nursing staff. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, yes. So I'm happy. Kito, thank you. She's always been very, very supportive. She's not too long started working with me and I love her. I love her. She's a darling.
so right now you work as a registered nurse.
Yes, I
Yeah.
work as a registered nurse. I am a unit manager
Hmm.
and I am now in the process of completing my MBA and I'm so excited. So crazy, so crazy.
Look, I'm telling you, man, I am so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you. She's
Yes, yes,
completing
yes.
her
Thank you.
MBA.
Yes,
Listen,
girl. Yes, Christy.
listen.
Hats off to you, girl. Yes. And you see this, I talk to myself, eh? I,
Yes, yes, you inspire
yes,
yourself and
I talk to
motivate yourself.
myself. I motivate
Yes.
and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Look,
Yes.
Claudia said she ordered it online. Thank you,
Thank
Claudia.
you, Claudia. Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you so
Kimmy
much.
says she has taken her power back.
Big time. And that's exactly in the book. You read that, Miss Wallace?
I
That's
sure did.
exactly in the book.
I
My
sure
power.
did.
Yes. My power I will reclaim. I'm taking
Yes,
it back.
yes. Shama says, give them no power.
No
Okay?
power.
Get your strength back through the pain. Reconnect with your strength. Karen
Yes.
is
Yes.
so proud of you.
Thank you,
Gilbert,
Curly. Thank you, Gil. Hi, Dudula. Dudula. Yes, I see you, girl. I see you.
Kimmy wants you to know whatever you went through wasn't totally for you, but for others.
Oh,
And
wow.
and as you see, this is because you are choosing to use it in a particular way. Because you can
Mm-hmm.
choose it to just munch on it and chew on it and stay bitter, full of pain and hurt. It is
Right.
hard work too to wrestle with the pain and,
Yes.
and the discomfort and the shame and the embarrassment and all the other emotions that come up. But the
Mm-hmm.
result is so much purer, it's so much lighter because you're going up with it versus going down with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Although I know it's hard. It is
It's,
hard.
oh my gosh, it's not easy. That's why I said it's easier said than done. I mean, we can talk about it now because I feel better, but back then wasn't that easy to talk about. But now I feel better. I mean, I can talk and be comfortable talking about it now.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
for
want the
persons.
men, you know what
Mhm.
Joy is saying, we also need to hold the men in our lives accountable too.
Oh gosh,
I
yes.
really want to reiterate to, especially to the men of today who are doing this to kids. Remember, kids are not bottles. You know, we talked about bottles earlier. They're not
Mhm.
bottles. And one of those days, they're going to put you out there on Front Street. And I really
Mhm.
pray they do. I really pray they do.
I know, honestly, honestly. I think persons, these people need to be, yeah, as she said, held accountable. But the sad part about it? The sad part about it is these are the ones who get away. Nothing happened. They walk away because of who they are.
Yeah.
Society see them as that person, and so
Yeah.
they get away scot free with this
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It has to stop. It's got to stop.
We gotta stop.
It's got to
Yeah,
stop.
uh,
Yeah.
it has to stop.
It has to stop. And we, parents have to teach their children to report so that they don't have to face the anxiety, the deep anxiety, because it's a very embarrassing thing as a kid. Kids take on the shame of adults.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Adults. It's
mm-hmm.
very
Because
heavy to ask a
yes,
child to report if we have not made it okay to report.
but you see the bad thing about it, there's so many single parents, there's so many mothers raising their kids by themselves, and that's what the children is lacking nowadays. The father figure in the home that teaches them what love is from very young,
Yeah.
so they know what to expect from persons.
Yeah.
And oh wow, I could wait to
There's
order the
another buyer. It's going like hotcakes. Thank you.
yes, 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 yes. But definitely, we need to be our kids' best friends
Yes,
from
we
very
do.
young, you know.
Look who's here.
Sometimes children, Ali.
Hi, Ali.
Oh, those good old days, yes. Sometimes the children want to speak and we say, shut up and
Yes.
go and sit down and you're talking too much.
Hmm.
Even my granddaughter, she's very talkative and
Hmm.
her mom does. And I'm like, don't do it. Let her express herself. Let her talk. Because that's the only way when she wants to talk
Hmm.
or when she needs to speak, she's not going to because she's afraid you can tell her, shut up. So
Yes.
allow the children to be themselves, allow them to talk, be their best friends.
Yeah.
Every time in life, I remember missing class boy. Yes,
Build up to
yes.
remember your missing class.
Hey, Lord, Lord, Lord. Miss Wallace, Lord, I don't think we could ever forget you in that class day.
I love you
Never.
all forever. I love you all forever.
We love you too. We love you. We love you. I don't think that I said there's a day I go Dominica. And like, you didn't see Miss Wallace? Once you land in Dominica, everybody has to connect with somebody else to say, Miss Wallace was in Dominica. Because I've been I've never see Miss Wallace all the time. Yes.
Love
So
is
that's
forever.
what
I tell you, when you
that's
love, that's how you know love, right? So love lasts forever. So
yes.
if you ever truly loved, you're always going to love. And if that thing you were calling love, you suddenly call it something else, I don't think you ever loved.
No,
Yeah, I don't think you ever loved. And so,
it's true.
mm,
It's true. But we are grateful, very thankful. Somebody is saying, I salute Miss Sophie. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, thank
Give
you.
God is due.
Yes,
People
yes,
are
God, yes, yes, yes. I mean, that goes without saying. That goes without saying. That's the good thing when you have that upbringing, that Christian background.
indeed.
You continue to yes, you continue to tap into that little reserve, even though sometimes you don't always go to church and you don't, you forget whatever. But trust me, you tap into that reserve because it's there. It's
Indeed.
yeah,
Indeed.
as I told you, my grandfather, he was a prayer warrior,
He
and
poured
I
in.
yes, and I am grateful for those prayers because I think they have me standing where I
Yeah.
am today. Yes, definitely. So
Yes.
of course, we cannot not say thank you to God because
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
has been our source of strength and has brought me through a lot of things. So
So here you talk also about ways to cope, connecting to your higher power, and utilizing prayer, utilizing scripture, yeah,
mhm,
inspirational words to help you keep moving forward. Yes.
yes, definitely.
Iselin said she
Hi,
remembers
Kazo.
the God Is song.
Yes, that's my cousin. I love her. Hi, Isa. Yes,
Someone
yes,
said,
yes,
okay,
yes.
so the part after you said you were feeling sorry for yourself, we just talked about reframing it, you know?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
reframing it. Yeah. You cannot heal from what you don't acknowledge.
That is very,
Absolutely.
very.
Absolutely. And y'all, what I want to impress on you as we start wrapping up, we have 5 more minutes, is that you are worthy of the life you deserve.
Of
So
course.
these things happen to us. We do have a responsibility to do our best to work to recalibrate it, to reset it, to make new decisions about ourselves and about
Mhm.
life, about these things, so that we
Exactly.
can move forward, like you're saying, Christine. I
Yes,
love it. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So
And that's it.
what are your final thoughts as we wrap up for the night? What do you want to leave the listeners with?
Um, First of all, let me say thank you to everybody who came out tonight. I know it's a long, long session, and persons stuck with us from beginning, and I'm very happy. And I want
Mm,
to say thank you for giving us your time this evening.
mm,
But as we leave here tonight, one thing I want to say, which I have been saying to myself,
mm-hmm.
a lot of things that happen to us, we didn't choose it. So
Okay.
we have the power to choose differently.
Yes.
And the power is in us to decide which direction we are going to go into.
Yes.
We know that there are a lot of broken relationships, a lot of broken homes,
Mhm.
because a lot of us women who experience that never learn how to heal from it, and we never became better persons.
Yes.
But tonight we have a decision to make. Are we going to stay? Are we going to let the past dictate how we're going to live our life, what
Mm,
we want for ourselves? Or are we going to choose for ourselves what we want going forward? And so I chose it. I chose to be happy.
yes.
I choose to eliminate the persons who I think are toxic and who's going to keep me down. I
Snip,
cut
snip.
it off. Yep, yep, yep. Drop it, keep it moving. Yes. And I choose to be a better person. I choose to continue to grow professionally, personally. And I'm
Yes.
advising, I'm admonishing all my friends, everybody who's listening, male, female, to the men out there, I want you to remember that whatever decision you make, whatever irresponsible behavior, whatever behavior that you do can
Mm,
affect us. And so even if it crosses your mind, you have sons, you teach them, protect your daughters, and be better men. That's all we want you to be better men for.
yes.
And so I leave you with this: choose to be better, take back your power. Um, don't give it to anybody and don't feel bad cutting people off. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing called failed relationship. Persons come into our life for a reason, for
Yes.
a purpose, and some of them for a season. And once that purpose has been fulfilled, if it's time for them to go, they
Yeah.
will go. It's God is gonna make it uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and to get these people out of your life. And
Mm,
there's always better. There's always somebody better. And we always feel that there's nobody out there for us. There are good people out there waiting and looking for persons just like us.
yes.
So stay positive, be each other's keeper, help each other along the way. Women, we need to tally together, you know, share information, share our knowledge, share
Yeah.
love, and just be there for each other. So as we go out tonight, just if you don't remember nothing for tonight, just remember the power is in your hand and you have a choice. And you choose whichever direction you want, but I hope that you choose to be happy. You choose to be a better person, and you just walk around smiling, for heaven's sake. It doesn't
Yeah.
take much. Miss Wallace, every time you see her, she's smiling. I know this lady laughing from.
From time. Look,
Yes.
abundance is our divine right. It's
Yes.
we don't have to ask for it. We deserve it because we're alive, because
Mm-hmm.
we exist. We don't have to do anything to earn it. We exist,
No, we
and
exist.
therefore we are worthy of it. And so
Definitely.
some of it does require that we become engaged, involved, and
Mhm.
really wrestle with facts, wrestle with
Yeah.
events and experiences
Mhm.
to reset ourselves and to go higher.
Right.
We have what it takes to do that.
We have what it takes.
To do that.
Yes. You just have to tell yourself that you can do it
Yes.
and nothing is impossible.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you guys again for coming out, and we appreciate you staying with us throughout. For those who just join in, please go back and listen, share, and let's also continue to support Miss Wallace and her page and everything, and join her on YouTube, subscribe.
You all heard what Christine said?
Yes, yes,
Christine
yes, yes.
said,
Not to just like that, to
this
just
is the
watch the
teacher.
show, get the
Look,
thing.
Christine, this is the teacher finger.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes, yes, yes. Teacher finger coming out, guys.
Behave.
Yes, behave on yourself. All
Yeah.
right. So,
But
Miss
yes,
Wallace, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I am very excited to be here. I'm happy to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you in person
I
next
know.
time.
Same
Yes,
here.
I
Same here.
can't wait to hug you again
Yeah.
and laugh.
You know, so everybody who participated tonight, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your time with us. It is Carnival.
Oh, yeah, here comes the mask again, guys.
It is Carnival weekend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boom. Yeah. So,
We
you know,
haven't seen a carnival in Dominica in years, many, many years. So I am hoping that next year I want to see what Dominica Carnival is.
Carnival looks like. It is
Yes, yes,
Carnival, y'all. Be safe. Take care of yourselves.
I
Ladies,
know,
especially, make good choices for yourselves.
definitely.
Your power is yours. You don't have to say yes to anything that doesn't feel comfortable for you. Okay?
Yes.
I'm ending on this with somebody's post, somebody's comment that the session has placed Kanisha at the front
Oh
of her
my God.
mind.
Yes,
And you're correct,
very much.
because many of us, we see kids, and we don't know what is happening in the background. The little girls, they're walking around smiling, the little boys too, walking around smiling, and there could be a world of just really painful and ugly stuff happening in the background, to the point where you disappear and nobody knows where you are, to the point where you
That is
disappear
so sad. My
and
God.
nobody knows where you are.
Mm.
So, us as parents, too, we have to take responsibility for doing our best to. We're not with our kids 24/7. We know that. But there are things we can do to help to insulate them a little bit, like making sure as best as we can that they're always supervised, like creating a communication highway, not a little track or a shortcut, a highway, so that they know it's always safe to tell us the most whatever, so that they know that we have their back and that they're not going to be doubly punished and doubly traumatized if they come to us to tell us something that might be very horrific, as in, my husband, your husband, in a certain way, my dad did this to me. We have to
Mhm.
be willing to hear it. It's painful, and it does change your life. You will be a person who, you were a certain way before you did something like that, and different after. But this is the reality. That's the reality that shows up. That's the reality you have to work with. But there are ways to work with it, like Kristen is saying. There's therapy, there's support systems, there's talking about it, there's writing about it, journaling, there's choosing to get up off the floor when you're having a really natural response like depression to
Mhm.
that kind of pain. But to give yourself a flooring, well, okay, I'm not going below a certain level. And I do have to say yes, thankfully, to my support system who's there with me, who's walking with me through the pain, and who's helping to pull me up a little. Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you for continuing to talk about this. Thank you for continuing to talk about this. I want the perpetrators to know that the kids become grown RAs with MBAs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They grow
Exactly.
up and they
Yes.
loud mouths with good articulation, and you will not be able to hide this forever.
No.
Even if
No.
the system is giving you, cutting you slack right now,
I know, right?
and hiding you, and your
Mm-hmm.
family is hiding you,
Mm-hmm.
even though our families hide you from
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
that child is going to grow up with
Of
a
course.
beautiful mouth and a beautiful mind full of words to write
Mhm.
and put you on Amazon.
Exactly.
In the
Meteor
name of
Amazon.
the Lord, in the name of the Most High. Jah.
Mm. I know.
I call, I call on Jah for rescue. If nobody else
Yes.
to rescue our kids. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Kristen, for
Thank
being
you.
open and vulnerable with us.
Thank
Y'all,
you, Miss Alice.
thank
It's a
y'all.
pleasure.
We'll see y'all next week. Next Friday, I've got a powerful Dominica diaspora story for you. Next
Yeah,
Friday,
cannot
with
wait.
Dr. Tripping, okay? Unfiltered with Amma, Halima
Uh,
Amma Thomas. And she's going to be talking about her story out there. You know, we leave Dominica and we really get brutalized and traumatized by life before we get our footing. Many of us do. And so I'm going to be sharing some of those stories. And I invite you, if you want to share your story with me, hit a sister up. I am inviting you to go to Amazon, get a copy of Kristen's book, The Color of Red, The Will to Survive. While you're there, get a copy of my book. Do it now. For those of you who are ready to release procrastination and write that book.
I know, right? I know.
Yes,
I know.
get those get those dreams accomplished. Okay, 2023, we're doing it. We're making it happen.
We are making it
Okay, we're
happen.
healing and we're making it happen. All right.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
Kristen,
Yes. Before
thank
we
you.
go, I'm not sure if there's Wendy on. I just want to say hi to Wendy. Shout out to Wendy back home
Hi,
in Dominica.
Wendy.
Wendy Wallace, I'm hoping that she's still there. She was. I don't know if she left, but she has been my, well, like my gosh, oh my God, my right hand right now, and I am
Mm,
very thankful. Wendy, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I could not do it without you. Thank you. She's my second brain.
she's your second brain. All right,
Yes,
girl. So, thank you,
yes.
Wendy, and thank you to everybody who showed up tonight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
Play a
too.
little mass. Play a little mass. Peace.
You need to go. You need to go mass. You need to go jump up.
I know.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you again. Thank you again, Miss
Bye.
Wallace. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
You're
Rest
welcome, my
well
dear. You too.
until.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.